Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? I think you can see my desktop now. I'm not going to be able to switch to my face view just because of the way things worked out. Hopefully you're still there with me, and I will go through the card and how I made it, and then I'll try and figure all the rest of that out before next week. So hopefully, I see it should be a couple of you there with me. Please come back and say hello and chitter chatter as always. As I mentioned, when you couldn't see me, hello Marie, you can hear and see me. Good. This is the bundle that I discovered I have in my stash that I've never used. And I thought that's not really a good thing to have. So it's called Swirled Designs. There are a number of, as it goes that way, backgroundy kind of stamps. And yes, you can see how I've been doing mine. I've been tracing around on the thicker piece of photopolymer that comes with them. And there are also a number of dies in this bundle. There's a star, there's two of these oblong rectangles, there's a couple circles, there's some stars. So lots of things to decorate with, and I just hadn't used them yet. So have any of you ever had that happen, where you've bought something and just kind of forgot to use it? Well, sorry, but that was me this last week. So thank you for joining me. Good to see you, Marie, Catherine, Terry. This is the card I made as a sample, and I'm going to do one in a different color, so you can let me know which you like better. Our last chance list gets updated every even month, I think it is. So that would be why April it was updated. And there is a ton of stuff on there. Just lots and lots of stuff. And most of it is discounted somewhat, anywhere from 10 to 50%. So check it out and see if there's anything on there that you've kind of been wondering about and decide maybe that's what you need right now. So please subscribe to my channel. And most of the time I don't have this kind of trouble to get going on Thursday nights. So I will try to figure that out for next week. And for my greeting on this card, I did use one of my favorites, the Happy Birthday from this Banner Sayings, which is done with this punch. I leave this on here just so I can know how much paper I might need to make one of those kind of things. So that's kind of my cheat sheet for that. So I will give you measurements as I go here. I am using Petunia Pop, which is one of our retiring colors. And don't forget, if you wanted any of these retiring colors, some of them are selling out. I do believe I saw one of the ink refills was already gone. So hopefully you got yours. So it is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. So that's my card base. And as usual, I like to fold it, bring my thumbs back in the center, and go out this way. And then I am going to have a layer of Blackberry Bliss with a very fine border. So that would be, anyone want to venture a guess? 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then my white layer, which will be 5 1/4 by 4. But I'm going to do some stamping on it. So of course, I want to do the stamping before I glue it on, just in case. Any of you ever had that, where it's just in case you make a mistake? I do want to, if I'm going to make it similar to this one, I want to use my Blackberry Bliss, and it's quite a dark color. So I think I'm going to try, see what I think of it, whether it's solid or stamping off. Have you done that technique where the stamping off is just a little bit lighter? I think I'll use the lighter one actually for this anyway. So what I did on the original sample was just some, I'm going to call them crosshatch, which It's more like a sewing term, maybe. And then I'm just going to do these just the opposite way. And just amazed at this set. Once I did start using it, doesn't take much, and you've got a background. Look at that. Then I will use the blotches. I'm going to call them like that, and just add some variation of color around. And I don't mind the not stamped off pieces for that, because it does add the depth. And maybe just one more up there. And that's pretty well it for that stamping. I will stamp my greeting. And most of the time I do like using the foam pad underneath it. So my greeting is just very small. So the smaller the stamp, the less effort you have to do with inking it and with stamping it. Don't be heavy-handed. And it does show up quite well. And then I'm going to take my punch, and I should close the ink before I have a mess. And I am again going to use this. And I'm going to layer it with another layer that I had cut previously, but I am going to, I don't have any other of that paper here. And I can't punch it over that. Undo. I could punch a layer out of that one because it's going to be behind there, right? I just don't like this edge that's like that. So let's live dangerously after the start tonight. It doesn't really matter, does it? There, I got a bunch of samples. Can't hear you. Anyway, sorry about that. My voice is a little weird because I am getting over a cold, but hey, Linda, Sharon, Bonnie said she could hear me, but everything good here. Okay, Catherine, sorry. I am talking quite loud, and I don't have my monitor showing me how loud it is because that piece didn't work. So all I'm doing is cutting that in half lengthwise, and then I'm going to just layer it like that on either side. But I do want my silicone mat because inevitably when I go to, put glue on that smaller piece, I'm going to have it all over the place. So I'm going to do that so it's got a few minutes. Whoa! I did not want that. That's a new bottle of glue, can you tell? Oh, come on. So hopefully everybody had a good Easter and are now set for spring. I did see, Marie, I did see your comment earlier about today was a good day weather-wise. It was here too. We had, it was 6, 7 degrees or something, and snow was disappearing, which is wonderful. So hopefully all the rest of you are having a good time as well. And I am going to have to let that glue dry so I can use my eraser on it because I got a little bit carried away. But that's basically how you give it a background if you don't have consecutive stamps, punches. Is that what you call it? But anyway. Okay, so that's going to dry, and then I do need this again because to put these pieces on, I did not use adhesive sheets, which probably would have been a good idea. The deer were out eating in the fields. That would be nice to see, Bonnie. But I know we have rabbits around here, and we have red foxes and coyotes sometimes, and they all seem to be scrounging for something to eat under that snow cover. So I'm just putting little dots of glue, and I presume you know that, or maybe you don't, if you're watching this for the first time and haven't seen this, if you let this dry quite a bit, it becomes temporary glue, but even letting it like this sit for a little bit is not going to hurt it. They're not going to affect its stickability. They like that for a word. So, and again, just kind of following what I did there, I am going to use my tweezers because I don't need any more ink on my fingers or glue, or you can put it angled, you can put it however you like, just over that background you made. And do any of you have this set? And if so, what have you done with it? I'd really like to know, because I did check Pinterest, and that's where this one came from. And I'm sorry to whoever did it, but I don't remember your name. But I thought it was a neat design for a quick and easy card. And I don't know about you, but I seem to be, my days go by so quickly that sometimes I need quick and easy cards. So that's what I guess it would help if I glued those together before I did that. You ever done that? Put your front on, and then your card opens the other way? I do have some friends and relatives who are left-handed, and I just automatically say it's a left-handed card when that happens. So yes, keep chatting with each other. I did draw for last week's card. I did get that done today, so stick with me. I'll let you know who that is in just a few minutes. And all of your comments between now and next Thursday go into the draw for winning this card. So I'm happy to share these cards with you. I love sharing cards. I was at a hockey tournament on the weekend, and saw my son-in-law's family there, and his brother-in-law come up to me right away and said, "I really like all the cards you send us." And that really makes me feel good when, it's not just the ladies, it's someone else that appreciates what we do. So share some stories of that. Have you had people you didn't really expect ever paid attention to the cards you sent, and they all of a sudden came along and said, "Thank you, that was great. Thank you, I really needed that for a pick-me-up." That kind of thing. There. And then on this one, I did add rhinestones, but because I have some petunia pop embellishments yet, I thought I would use those for tonight's card. And I will come back and read all your comments later. I can't seem to catch up with them right now. So I like to use my take your pick tool for doing this. What are other options? What else have you used for adding your embellishments? I know for some reason, some people can just take that like that with their finger and put it on. Not very often it works for me. I must have glue on my finger. But Catherine, nice card, good for many occasions. Yes. Yeah, you could certainly use it for a pick-me-up, a thinking of you, thank you, that kind of thing. Lots of moose up near Maria's, yes, up farther up north. And today we had our Christmas card class that we have every month. And Some of the ladies couldn't make it for the class. Sorry, we missed you, but we did get them done, so I want to show those to you. But before I go there, this card from last week was won by Bonnie, and I see you're on here, Bonnie, so that'll be coming to you before too long. So there's our cards for tonight. Let me know if you like Petunia Pop or I was going to call it Pool Party. There's that one. Sorry. My brain is a little bit fried. But for the Christmas cards, I'll just share those with you. This is one that we did, and you may have seen a quilting design like this before. Really not as difficult as it looks because we did not trim these corners. We put the 1/2-inch strips on, and then we put a piece of cardstock, and it just lined up, and it makes it look like we trimmed the corners. Kind of neat, eh? This one I did with just heat embossing on designer paper. So you don't need to do lots to make your cards nice, and I'm sure people will love them. And then, much to the ladies' surprise, we did a one-sheet wonder. We made 12 cards out of one sheet of DSP. So they are 2 of each design, but they're different folds. This one's got a little bit more. It's got embossing, but look at this. It opens this way. So we had fun doing them. And if you ever want to join the class, just look for my registration because everybody's welcome. If you want the PDF, there is a charge for it, but otherwise it's just come and create with us. We have fun, we have laughter, we share stories, and we just make cards. And hopefully by the time Christmas rolls around, we will be ready. This is another easel card, just going the other direction. And I did use the same sentiment on all of mine. This is one a little bit easier again, just stamp down the sides. And last but not least is this one. So, like I say, that was 12 cards that we did, plus these other 2. And it took us about 2.5 hours, I believe. Of course, that's having all your paper cut, because I do send out the cutting list a few days ahead, so you can be ready and just come on and join and have fun. So thank you, everyone, for coming back after my fiasco of not getting that first live working. And like I say, I will try and get that figured out for next week. Let me know if there's anything you want me to look into to how to make certain designs or whatever. I do have a monthly card class next week. Registration's closed, but the ladies that are coming to that will be surprised of one of the cards I've figured out that I'm going to do for that one. So we'll have lots of fun again. And as always, if you ever want to join, please let me know. Please subscribe to my channel because that helps me get known, and hopefully we'll bring on some more customers that we can share with. So thanks, everyone, and we'll chat to you soon. Take care. Bye now.